All right, welcome back to the KnivesFAST channel. It's time for another review for you, and this knife comes from channel friend and friend of mine and great dude, Rusty Knife Lover. Thank you, Rusty, for sending this and for your patience as I've been out of town. But anyway, guys, say hello to, you can kind of see them back there, Ren and Stimpy, Powder Toast Man, Log TV, and Choo Choo, and let's get started. Now, this is the Benchmade Taggedout number 1553S, and there you go. It is the Taggedout featuring Select Edge, which, you know what, I didn't do research on this. I don't even know what that means. I'll have to look that up here in a minute. Blue class knife, hunting centered knife, I guess you would say. Really cool. Now, I first saw this one at Blade Show last June in Atlanta, and I really liked it and wanted to check it out, but this is the first time I've actually had the chance. Now, this is very much like the Bug Out in some ways. So you have a very lightweight knife with minimal liners just for holding the axis lock. The rest is no liners back here, FRN. Because you have plenty of barrel spacers, the flex is not bad. And it is extremely lightweight. And what takes this one to a different level for me is it's a larger knife. You do have slightly contoured scales. I don't have a Bug Out, so I can't remember, but I don't know if the Bug Out is contoured. If it is, it's very slight. This feels like more. Plus, you've got kind of this milling here that takes the contouring in even more. You do have black hardware, black axis lock, and a silver stonewash. Yep, stonewash blade. Had to remind myself, black. Clip, you have the short, deep carry loop over clip with a tiny bit sticking out. It does reverse to the other side. This is probably my favorite Benchmade clip. Very cool. You have a hole opening on this one, which is great. Easy to thumb roll open with that. You've got this ridiculously thin, slicey clip point blade. Really nice swedge up here. You have some jimping up here on top and a nice flat spot as well. You have a sharpening choil with plenty of room for that plunge grind to not be a problem. You have the butterfly logo, high flat grind on this one. Really awesome. It is obviously in CPM 154, which is the cryogenically powdered metal version of 154 CM, which is great. And then what does that say? Benchmade.com. No, benchmade.com/something. Boy, I have terrible eyes, guys. Yeah, I can't read it. But benchmade.com/something there. Very, very cool. Fairly minimum billboarding. Now, this is a very thin knife. It's thin this way. The blade is ridiculous. Oh, I know what I was going to show you guys. I forgot to pull a knife out, but it's easy enough to get to. So, to me, the most legendary thin blade knife in my collection is the TRM Atom. And guys, look at this. If I can get them lined up here. First of all, handle-wise, come on, focus. Come on, there we go. So handle-wise, you can see they're very similar. And blade-wise, holy moly, the Benchmade down towards the tip might be even thinner. And that is ridiculous because the Atom is ridiculously thin. And guys, while we're at it, let's just do this. Check this out. So you have your Benchmade Taggedout and the Atom. Look at that. Now the Atom obviously has liners, and the Atom in this case has flat G-Carta, micarta scales. We're gonna go all in with this comparison here. All right, so the Taggedout is 2.1 ounces. I'm betting this guy's closer to 3. 3.0. So again, now we're saying 2.2 and 3.0. So again, the Taggedout is extremely light. They are both very, very thin. They're roughly the same length. The Taggedout might have a little bit more in the blade and a little bit more in the handle, but barely. Really good comparison in my opinion. We'll just throw that out right off the top of the video because I thought that was pretty dang cool. Now we'll get to some more specs here in a moment. But I just thought that was really, really awesome. Now, this is obviously an axis lock. Let's move this back. This is obviously made in the USA, by the way, just like the Atom as well. This is an axis lock. So instead of a liner lock like the Atom, I showed you me rolling it open. You can thumb open it really easily. I do have, because of the spring, it's not super easy for me to middle finger flick this one, but I can do it with some wrist. You can obviously roll it open with the lock. It's a good knife. Nice drop on this one, as you can see, with a little bit of flick there, or just dropping it straight down. Now, blade-wise, guys, beautiful stonewash with a little bit of shine to it there. As you can see, whole lot of shine going on. Very nice. Does tend to be a little bit of a fingerprint magnet, but not too bad. And again, feels good in the hand. Now, this is exactly a plenty of room 4-finger knife. The only thing I would say is where the FRN pour, the edge of the FRN finishes, right there, you can just feel a little bit of pinch. There's actually some cut-in jimping there. And, that doesn't feel super comfortable when you bear down. But when you're just holding the knife normal, that jimping gets you good. And this guy feels really nice. You do absolutely feel this clip right there. It's a fairly tall clip. Comes in and out of the pocket. Well, by the way, this thing carries uber slender in the pocket. Nice and smooth back here. And it carries just light and great. You do have some jimping back here as well if you'd rather do that grip than this or this. Really, really nice knife. I mean, this thing is fantastic. Now, as far as cutting, as you would expect, just simply because of the thinness, this guy, guys, I am not struggling. This has been to at least one other reviewer beside just a Rusty, and you can see just magnificent cutting. That thing with a nice, nice edge on it, which it still has, but again, you might need to, I'm sure you just, when you're hunting, you want a really good edge, would be a fantastic hunting, skinning knife. Lightweight, and it's orange. Now, there are other aftermarket scales available on these at this point in time, which is really cool. Now, these are actually available at Blade HQ, and I will leave a link down below. They are $180. So, guys, it's been a long time since I've said two of these things. Number one, this is probably one of the top Benchmade knives that I have seen, and it is really good. And second of all, that to me is a fantastic price for this knife. Benchmade tends to be a little high on some things to me. This is a great price. Now, this is 8.13 inches, 3.5 inch blade, 3.4 inch cutting edge, 1.05 on the blade width. The thickness is 0.09. 0.09. This thing is going to be a deadly skinner hunter of a knife. I mean, just incredible. It is a flat grind. It is stonewash, plain edge. Handle length is 4.63. Handle thickness is just 0.40. 2.10 ounces is what they should say, but you guys saw I had it right at, well, I know it was 2.2 is what I had it at. And again, made in the USA. Now, whoa, I dropped that on the ground. They are available again, like I said, $180. So our normal comparisons, here is the Ontario Rat 1. Very similar. Maybe the Rat is a tiny bit bigger, and the Rat 2 is quite a bit smaller. And then I'm gonna, if I can do this quickly, I'm gonna get one of the, see, this is the thing, guys. I always, when I'm sitting here doing a review, things pop into my head. And so this, you guys talk about hunting. I haven't hunted for quite some time, and then we're gonna wrap this up. But when I used to hunt, this next knife was my hunting knife, and you can probably tell that. But this is my Bucklight, which is the Buck 110 with polymer scales. And look, just for those of you now, it's way thinner. This has kind of a saber grind. This has a flat, but this is 0.9, and this is probably more like 0.15. I mean, this is a thicker knife, but because of that saber, comes down to a really nice edge. And weight-wise, this one's going to be a little bit heavier. No, I'm not going to get the scale back out, but just thought I would give you that comparison as well. For those of you that know the Buck 110, that should be really helpful to you size-wise on this one. So there you go, guys. Rusty, you are the absolute man. This is going to Scab at Choir Boys Cutlery next, so look for that on Scab's channel. And thank you, Rusty, for being such a great member of the community. Guys, let me know what you think down in the comments. Give me a thumbs up, and thank you. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And thank you for watching the KnivesFAST channel.